Newborn fawns might seem vulnerable, but nature has given them an incredible survival tool. They're born completely scentless. This means predators like coyotes and foxes, who rely on smell to hunt, have a much harder time finding them. For the first few weeks of life, fawns spend most of their time lying motionless in tall grass or underbrush, blending perfectly into their surroundings. Their mother only returns a few times a day to nurse, keeping her own scent far from the hiding spot. This clever strategy helps fawns stay undetected until they're strong enough to run. The praying mantis has some of the most incredible vision in the insect world. With their large compound eyes set on triangular heads, they have a nearly 360-degree field of view, allowing them to spot movement from almost any direction. But what really sets them apart is their depth perception. Praying mantises are the only known insects with true stereo vision, meaning they can judge distance just like we do. This ability makes them highly effective ambush predators, striking with lightning speed when their unsuspecting prey gets too close. Juniper apple rust might look like something from another planet. This fungus has an incredible two-host life cycle, living part of the year on juniper trees and the other on apple or crabapple trees. On junipers, they appear as strange knobby galls, but when spring rains arrive, these galls sprout bright orange jelly-like tendrils that release spores. These spores travel through the air to apple trees, where they cause bright yellow leaf spots. Later in the season, the cycle repeats, with spores traveling back to junipers to start again. It's a perfect example of nature's complex and unexpected connections. Eastern tent caterpillars are master builders, spinning silk tents in the crooks of trees where they shelter together in groups. These tents aren't just for protection, they actually help regulate temperature, creating a warm microclimate that speeds up their growth. Unlike some other web-making caterpillars, tent caterpillars leave their silken homes daily to forage, returning after feeding to rest in safety. As they grow, their tents expand, becoming larger and more visible. While they may look destructive, these caterpillars play an important role in the food web, feeding birds and other predators. Every year, monarch butterflies undertake one of the most incredible migrations in the animal kingdom, traveling up to 3,000 miles to reach their overwintering sites in Mexico. No single butterfly completes the full round trip. Each generation continues the journey where the last one left off. The final generation of the year, called the super generation, lives much longer than the others, storing enough energy to finish the long trip south. Once they reach their destination, millions of monarchs cluster together in trees, waiting for warmer weather before beginning the cycle again. At first glance, ghost pipes look like mushrooms, but they're actually plants. Unlike green plants, which use chlorophyll to make their own food, ghost pipes don't photosynthesize at all. Instead, they steal nutrients from underground fungi, which, in turn, get their energy from the roots of nearby trees. This makes them completely dependent on forest ecosystems. Because they don't need sunlight, ghost pipes can grow in the darkest parts of the forest, emerging like eerie white figures from the leaf litter. Buttercup petals have a unique mirror-like layer that reflects light, giving off their glossy golden appearance. This reflection helps attract pollinators by making the flower stand out even on cloudy days. It's also why placing a buttercup under your chin can make a glow. The light is bouncing off the petals. Some scientists believe this reflective quality may help warm the center of the flower, making it a more inviting spot for pollinators. Wood frogs have an incredible survival strategy. When winter arrives, they freeze almost completely solid. Their hearts stop and their bodies turn to ice. But special proteins prevent their cells from being damaged. When spring arrives, they thaw out and hop away as if nothing happened. Male redbreast sunfish are dedicated nest builders and fierce defenders of their young. Using their tails, they clear away debris from the riverbed to create circular nests in sandy or gravelly areas. Once a female lays eggs in the nest, the male aggressively guards them, chasing away intruders, including much larger fish. Even after the eggs hatch, he continues to protect the young fry until they are strong enough to survive on their own. This dedication to their offspring makes them one of the most attentive fathers in the fish world. Jack-in-the-Pulpit is a fascinating woodland plant that can actually change its sex. Young plants start out as male, producing pollen but no seeds. As they mature and store up enough energy, they can switch to female, producing seeds instead. This transition allows the plant to reproduce only when it has the resources to do so. The plant's unusual hooded structure helps protect its flowers and control pollination, making it one of the more unique members of the forest understory. These striking black and yellow spiders, aptly named yellow garden spiders, are known for their impressive, intricate webs. In the center of each web, they create a zigzag pattern called a stabilimentum. Scientists aren't entirely sure why they do this. Some believe it makes the web more visible to birds, reducing accidental damage, while others think it helps attract prey. Despite their intimidating appearance, these spiders are harmless to humans and play an important role in controlling insect populations. Japanese knotweed is one of the most aggressive invasive plants in North America, but did you know that it's also edible? Young shoots have a tart rhubarb-like flavor and are often used in jams, sauces, and even desserts. However, if you decide to harvest it, be careful. Not a single fragment should be discarded outdoors. Even small pieces of the stem or root can sprout into new plants, making this invasive species incredibly difficult to control. In extreme conditions, some land snails can enter a state of dormancy, sealing themselves inside their shells with a mucus barrier and surviving without food or water for years. This adaptation helps them endure long droughts or cold winters, waiting until conditions improve before re-emerging. In wet conditions, they are highly active, gliding across plants and soil with the help of a mucus trail. Their slow, deliberate movements may seem simple, but snails play an essential role in the ecosystem, breaking down decaying matter and recycling nutrients. The spotted lanternfly is an invasive species spreading rapidly across North America. Originally from Asia, it was first detected in Pennsylvania in 2014 and has since spread to multiple states. These insects feed on the sap of trees, weakening them and leaving behind a sticky residue that promotes mold growth. They're strong jumpers but weak flyers, so they spread primarily by hitching rides on cars, firewood, and outdoor equipment. If you spot one, authorities recommend reporting it and destroying it to help slow its spread. Hummingbird moths are often mistaken for actual hummingbirds due to their size, rapid wing beats, and hovering flight. Unlike most moths, they are active during the day, darting between flowers to sip nectar with their long straw-like proboscis. Their wings beat so fast they produce a faint humming sound, adding to the illusion. These moths are important pollinators, particularly drawn to tubular flowers like bee balm. Unlike their butterfly cousins, they skip the resting phase after emerging from their cocoons and start feeding almost immediately, making them a constant presence in summer gardens. Nature is full of surprises. Which fact was your favorite? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. But either way, get out there and see what you can see.